But yeah, TSA workers just you've been hearing about this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
With the TSA workers, I know they're like supposedly still not getting paid, ain't they?
Yeah, true.
And if you live in the Bay Area and are wondering why TSA isn't bad in San Francisco, it's because San Francisco has been private, I want to say, since like 2002. So the government shutdown does not affect TSA in San Francisco.
Really?
Mm, yeah.
Did not know that. Thanks, Jess. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'll take over for sure. The airport nightmare of 2026 is no accident. A partial government shutdown that started in mid-February on has left TSA workers, the ultimate frontline security force, unpaid and demoralized. Nearly 500 officers have quit and many more calls out sick, leading to wait times exceeding 4 hours in some airports. The Trump administration solution: deploy ICE agents to step in not as security screeners but as line managers, crowd controllers, and ID checkers after brief training. Sounds like a band-aid on a bullet wound. ICE agents aren't trained for the full spectrum of TSA duties like pat downs or baggage claims. Meanwhile, ICE agents continue to get paid due to 2025 funding law, creating an awkward pay gap that fuels political fire. Congress remains deadlocked over ICE enforcement policies, refusing to pass a full DHS funding bill. This standoff even led to TSA tipping off ICE at San Francisco airport about a traveler with a deportation order, raising civil rights alarms with 2-week spring recess starting March 2027. 2026, travelers brace for more delays. The question remains, when will airport security catch a break?
Damn, Masterville, y'all private and y'all doing people like that? Shit.
I mean, okay, I get the humanitarian aspect on it, like the little kid and everything, but she was warned in like 2019 to get out of the country. But I don't know. The fuck you laughing at? I'm dead. Okay, it's messed up. Okay, I get it. It's messed up. But at the end of the day, yo, you're breaking laws here. Okay? And it's unfortunate for the little girl to witness that. And I don't know why people are being so. Do you believe the fear that, why are ICE agents at the airports? You know, this is just going to cause trouble. There's going to be more deportations like this.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be more. That's the point, though.
Do you think
But
that?
I don't know, man. These people are here. You know what I mean? They've been here, and honestly, and we know, it's always been kind of a lenient thing in the United States, and kind of like they just been here. They kind of know that they don't have the proper papers anymore, and they just live in life. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know. It's at the same time, it's like if they live in life and they're not doing anything wrong, they're just working like everyone else. It's like, is it really that big of a deal?
I think
That's the
it's.
part that where I'm just kind of like, they're not causing trouble.
Yeah.
They're just working. They're trying to provide for their family. They're not the criminals, the gangs, and the rapists. You know what I mean? So it's
Mm.
like, in their eyes, it's like, yeah, I don't have the proper paperwork, but I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just going to work and going home. I don't cause any problems.
Mm.
I pay because they still have to pay taxes, even though they really don't get anything from it. So it's like, I'm not even doing anything wrong. I'm just working.
No, I totally get it, but other people think it's like a deeper meaning to it. Resources and everything that they're sucking up, but like I think there's a way deeper meaning on, again, this is literally your fucking country. If you look back in history, that the Native Americans were your ancestors. This is your land. You are not a U.S. citizen. You are, again, this is your fucking land. And Donald Trump supposedly is making it right by you guys, getting rid of any legal immigrants, getting people that, even throughout the past, that occupied this country, get them out of here because.
Hey, I mean, like at the end of the day, I ain't got no say in this shit. And
But again, there's a deeper meaning that I don't fully understand, and I'm just continuing to keep learning. But it is definitely a conversation to have if there's people out there that think that way too. So, over 480 TSA officers have resigned since February 2026, with daily call-out rates hitting up to 40% at some airports. It just sucks, man, because they're not fucking work. They're working, but they're not getting fucking paid.
right, so they gotta find something else so they can provide for their family. And I think, uh, who just voted? Somebody, one of them branches, just voted and they were supposed to start paying them, and they voted against that.
Like Elon Musk trying to pay for them? Because
No,
I heard
like,
that one.
I don't know what it was specifically, but it didn't pass
Mm-hmm.
for TSA to get paid. I'm like,
Because they said Donald Trump is trying to pass this SAVE Act, and if you're not going to pass the SAVE Act, we're not going to, fund the TSA workers. So the Democrats are like delaying any of that because of the ICE agents and the SAVE Act. So I don't know, guys. I'm just hearing this. Okay,
dang.
but yeah, it sucks. It sucks. They're not getting paid, and through how many shutdowns? Yeah, I would have got out the fucking job. Like, I'm not gonna risk every fucking time this happens and not getting paid. Of course not.
And honestly, though, even with the transportation industry, trucking, y'all don't. I mean, if you haven't been paying attention, the DMV quietly passed uh a law or whatever. They passed a policy where if you are not a resident, like a citizen or whatever, you cannot have a commercial driver's license. And that, I have seen the effects of that already. All of their licenses were effectively invalid, even if it didn't expire yet. And in the trucking industry, a lot of people that aren't from here are in that industry that are not a citizen or a resident, permanent resident. So, y'all, the United States as we know it is completely changing, and you think stuff is rough now, when that really, really starts to settle in.
Yeah, Americans need to start. Citizens need
Here,
to get into those.
Here, these jobs, y'all want it.
Get into it.
Here, better get them CDLs, y'all been here the jobs, y'all.
ICE agents are assisting in at least 14 airports, including Atlanta, New York City, JFK, Houston, and Phoenix. So TSA employees have worked unpaid for 87 days across shutdown cycles, missing nearly $1 billion in payroll. And it sucks that they can't get gift cards, or Elon Musk can't fucking help them and get paid for them, because it's like hundreds of thousands of TSA workers. Congressional negotiations faltered on March 25th, 2026, with no deal by spring recess deadline, risking extended shutdown. Yeah, the one big beautiful bill funds the ICE through 2029, explaining the big pay disparity. One thing that I've heard, like, people were getting outraged about, is that if you're black, if you're Mexican, you should be ashamed of yourself. Why are you working for ICE? Why are you being a cop and stuff? And my thing is, like, what else? You're trying to find a decent, good paying job. You're trying to, change for the better for your own country. So you don't shame those people that are raising a family just like you, trying to find a career in this world we live in. And all of a sudden, when they worked their whole life, went to school to become who they are today, now they should be ashamed of doing that because only white people could do that job? I never understood that. Do you understand that, Jess? What I mean?
Yeah, I get you. And also, just to talk back on the DMV thing, what's happening right now is a non-domiciled CDL restriction. And California right now has paused. The California DMV is currently prohibited by federal authorities from issuing new or renewed non-domicile CDLs, putting affected applications on hold, according to California DMV. So,
Domicile.
mm,
So you gotta not being a resident, but you gotta live in the state of California, like legitimately live there. That you're not just a resident. Because if you look into definitions, a resident is like you're just vacationing somewhere. If you really look into the definition, but yeah. Anyways, comment below your guys' thoughts. It sucks. It sucks for sure. And one last thing. They're saying that maybe he's going to use ICE agents at the polling stations. Hey, possibility. If this is further, pushing him to do anything at this point, even with the wars without congressional approval, hey, who knows? He probably might get a third term from the things I'm hearing, with predictions I'm hearing. But yeah, I don't know. Comment below your guys' thoughts.